Welcome to Week Gen Z.
Focused on young adults in the Northwest
And their careers in a post-pandemic world. Fancy yourself a successful entrepreneur?
we talk to local star entrepreneurs, finding out how they got to where they are.
And what they learnt along the way.
Hey Jen, how's it going? Who or what inspired you to start your own business?
So at the minute, I work for an organisation called Liberty Consortium at the Play Trail. So it's not my own business, but I was project leader for Tea in the Park there just last year. But now I've just kind of moved over and I'm a youth support worker for Thrift Charity Shop and Tea in the Park, which is our two new social enterprises. So basically what inspired us to set up Tea in the Park was firstly, as an organisation that's been working in the field of disability for over 10 years, we kind of continuously struggled in locating and securing meaningful and supportive work placements for young people with learning disabilities. So we wanted to tackle this issue and provide a social enterprise that could be run and managed by our young people, supported by a one-to-one support worker, and give them that meaningful and supportive opportunity. And secondly, we have a large site with 3 inclusive play parks and an amphitheatre, and we have a big woodland area. So we were one of the first parks to have toilets on our site. So now, as years kind of progressed, we kind of lacked a cafe facility, which most parks now have. So we thought by placing Tea in the Park on our site, we would now be able to provide for refreshments for our young people. So it kind of increases our offering, making our young people more visible as well within their community. So that's kind of what inspired us.
What sort of challenges did you face when you first started?
So for me personally, I found my confidence levels was a big challenge. I was a volunteer at the Play Trail for a number of years before I was offered at the end of 2018 to become project leader for Tea in the Park through a funded internship through the Rank Foundation called Time to Shine. So I was initially scared and anxious, and I felt a little bit out of my depth as social enterprise was completely new to me. However, through the correct support from everyone in the organisation and getting pushed to do things out of my comfort zone, I began to build confidence and self-belief that I could do it. Some of the other challenges in relation to the social enterprise kind of setup was we initially wanted to place our Tea in the Park social enterprise at the bottom of our site, but we needed a good source of water for our coffee machine. So we had to obviously come up with a new site location. And another wee thing that we didn't factor in was our social enterprise became dependent on the weather. So living in Ireland, we do not get the greatest of weather. So we had to kind of close the times. So we did. So that was kind of unfortunate, but we've kind of grasped now and we've started just opening maybe from May to September, whenever that is kind of the nice period of weather.
What is the biggest mistake you've made since you started, and what did you learn from it?
Again, for me personally, I would say more the biggest mistake or regret was probably having a wee bit of like self-doubt and worry. Worrying a lot of the time that I wasn't capable of the whole process and maybe letting the young people in the organisation down. However, what I've learned from this, because I've now had the opportunity to help with the process of our new social enterprise, Thrift Charity Shop, is that to just kind of take the leap, put your all into it, trust yourself and the process. And as I look back now, there was probably would be a few things I would like to do differently. However, we all have to start somewhere, make our mistakes and learn and grow from them.
That's it. Taking the leap is just the big thing, isn't it? Once you do it, it becomes easier as you go.
That's really it.
Who would be your business hero or model, or just in general?
It's something I never really thought about, but I would say in general, I would have watched a lot of Dragon's Den, so probably the members of Dragon's Den always stood out to me because they were always happy to help with like new ideas, or they were always interested in investing in like small enterprises if they seen potential.
Exactly. That shows like some people are willing to take an interest in
Yeah.
faith in other people.
Yeah.
What is the best thing about working? More or less, what's the best thing about being your own boss?
Well, unfortunately, I'm not my own boss. For this social enterprise, I have a few managers above me. But whenever I was project leader of Tea in the Park, for me, what the best thing about that was being able to work with the young people, connecting with them on a different level, and providing them with an opportunity to gain the life and work skills they needed for the world of work, and also seeing how we set up this wee small social enterprise gave so much happiness to our young people.
What sacrifices did you have to make?
I would say in relation to when we were setting up, like the whole process of setting up, I would say one of the sacrifices I had to make was putting in a lot more hours, maybe being available at different times of the day, because we might have never got a tradesman until later that night. So it was kind of maybe just being flexible within my working hours.
What's the best piece of advice you ever got?
So my daddy was once told, and he's passed it on to me now, listen twice as much as you talk. So I think that's a big thing, especially for everyone in Derry/Londonderry, that we kind of just jump the gun and answer a question before we even maybe think about it and process it.
What do you wish you known before you started?
What? Firstly, I think the main thing is that I would like to have known that maybe everything does not go to plan. So don't stress about it and literally just enjoy the process. And secondly, probably for me, I did a degree in psychology and a postgrad in community youth work. So business was my strong point. So maybe knowing a wee bit more business background and information to kind of help me in the process.
Is it what you imagined it would be, or is there anything different?
It actually is everything and more at the minute. Well, at the moment, it's closed, our Tea in the Park social enterprise, and we're hoping now to get it back up and running in May. We closed there October to May just because of the weather, and COVID-19 obviously happened, and we weren't allowed the young person in alongside us because of socially distance. It wasn't possible. It was such a small space. So at the moment, it's not what I imagined it would be, but when we were opened, it was everything that I could possibly imagine that we wanted to create for our young people.
Hopefully not too long now, or
No, hopefully not. We're aiming for hopefully mid-May to get it back up and running.
that's brilliant. And if you were to hire somebody, what would you look for in the person?
For me, personality is a big thing, especially in the line of work I would do, working with our young people with disabilities. So I think you must have like a caring, passionate, enthusiastic personality. But I would also look for someone who is like level-headed, responsible, and committed to learning and growing personally and professionally.
You manage like difficult situations too.
Yep, exactly. I think that's the major, and kind of manage them under pressure, like
Because I'd say there's a lot of pressure comes with it.
100%.
What do you think are the best things about being in that business?
I would say it's the customers that we get. So the regulars and the new faces that come in on a day-to-day basis to support our business. If it's just to say maybe a hello, or to buy something, or maybe to promote or share our business. I think maybe in Northern Ireland we do have the best customers who love to support local.
All for this. What advice would you give young people who's going out maybe looking to start a business or get into a business?
I would say research and research again, plan thoroughly, and set reasonable goals and targets for yourself. And then just do it. Don't think twice. Just believe that you can achieve it. Trust the process. And as we said earlier, just take that leap of faith.
And what things do you think you could have done better if you were to start over?
I would say now, because I think I've matured a little, I think I would probably be able to take a little more control be a lot more confidence in the process, believe in it. I would probably maybe, I would have worked closely with my line manager, and because I was younger, I think I was only about 20, I didn't really like to ring tradesmen or try to contact them because it's just talking's not my strong point. So if I was to go back now after what I've all learned, I probably wouldn't think twice about ringing and contacting and building up that network.
I gotta just do it.
Literally, you just have to throw yourself onto the deep end. But when you're only young, you kind of freak out and think the worst. 100%.
Oh well, thanks anyway for coming on, speaking this. Appreciate it.
No bother. Thank you, Connor.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure. Thanks. See you later. Bye.